Hello, this is Jer, and I'm trying out the Prehistoric DLC of Oxygen Not Included. In the last episode, I used the Meteor Blaster to take care of our threat to survival. In this episode, the other thing we did is we set up a deep freezer and an experiment with a smoker for the first time. Also have an electric grill. And in this episode, I think we're going to experiment with critters and stables. And we're going to start with these little guys. So I made a stable with this guy. And he's been producing lots of these guys. And it's a little bit out of control, as you can see. So we're going to start off with moving this guy's stable down one. Going to open up this area. We'll get rid of the egg removal. We'll change that out with automated way instead of how we're doing it now. So we use this place as the storage of these critters and the automatic conversion of meat. And it looks like, oh, of course that would happen. Should have, instead of doing that, should have made that just a door. Complete the stable. So for the next part of this, it was rather painful, but what I did is I painstakingly looked at every Dartlet that was tame, and we did a hunt except for one or two. And that way we left all the wild ones. So we'll thin them out, so we only remain we're only are left with the wild critters. The other thing is I've got this little spot here, which I'm going to be able to load in. Let's see, we actually already have a wild version, which I actually don't want to see here. That's actually bad. Let's remove him. It's only for tame critters. In fact, maybe let's make a priority of blocking this area off so that none of these critters can get in. Unless they're dropped off as eggs and then ultimately hatch right here. This should up our meat, or specifically our barbecue here. I see Chef on the electric grill. That's good. We're going to be taking some of our brine line, dumping that right here. What are you? You're wild. Let's move you down there. What about you? You're also wild. Let's get you out of here. This is only the spot for the non-wild critters. Oh, and we've got enough there, so I'm going to take that off. 89. Actually, maybe we will add more. I don't like to see this, though, so I don't want to drown. So this is where we're going to be storing critters that I don't want drowned, so make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, excellent. So we have that. You are... Sometimes it's difficult to actually select exactly where the critter itself is. Get you out of there. Okay, put that right there. Actually, I'm going to move that up. Maybe even move this whole thing. I meant to put in a critter feeder. some mopping up. We've got enough liquid there, I guess. So I'm just pushing this over so we can get in our critter or sensor right there. We're going to take this stable down, relocate this critter, also bring in a few other tame critters from around. Let's go down in here. I had this guy, actually had two stables for these guys. One located kind of far down like here. And the reason for that, oh, just a second. Let's just see what there is. Reason for that is I was taking advantage of these. Oh, why are you not growing? Pressure. This is interesting. I guess the wild version does not care about pressure. I mean, it's... Oh, no. Actually is... the pressure actually is different there. Oh, and there's a wild version that is not happy with it. It doesn't really matter because I'm actually planning on getting rid of all three of those. As well as this entire stable, for that matter. So that's being removed. This critter essentially consolidating all these dartlets to be dropped off over here. Gonna have these remove eggs automatically, which, oh, is so nice. So I don't have to do this anymore. They'll be dropped off here, converted to meat, unless we need a certain amount. Maybe we'll try... I don't know what value is going to be good, but we'll start with 10. If... we should have that flipped over. If it's below 10, open this door, give us more. What do we want? We specifically want the dartle egg. So that auto sweeper should pick at those up for us. Come to think of it, this might be another annoying process. How many dartlet eggs do we have? We'll find out in a second. 14. Let's collect them all in one spot. I'm not sure which ones are wild and which ones are not, so that's why I'm doing this. Also, the other question is how much of these... You kind of seem to have a lot of drew drips. But we're going to store them all in here. Probably have all eggs in at this point. Can get rid of that. Now manually going to go through these and take all the wild ones, or the ones rather that are not wild, and then dump them down here. So the next thing I'm doing is setting up my first farm on this asteroid. So we're going to get in a farming station. Store some input here. Actually, hold on. I normally forget about light access when it comes to farming. Might want to make a quick change. Okay, so just threw in that lamp and dupe sensor. I guess if this is going to be a farm instead of a stable, that door doesn't have to be shut. The other thing I've got going on is we're storing a place for all these wild critters. I don't want to see them roaming around, so we're going to have one dedicated spot for them just to kind of hang out. So that is for the dartle and the dartlets. Do that at high priority. And I will start to wrangle all these wild... There's a lot of wild versions even, which is kind of awesome. Super awesome, actually. So we'll wrangle. And as those guys drop eggs, we'll pick them up. Make sure they always stay in here. I guess if I accidentally pick up any tame versions, they're just going to starve to death at that location anyway. Didn't mean to wrangle you, though. Are you tame? Okay, we're going to go and automate this later, but for now, I'll just throw you there. This is going to be quite the process for our ranchers. Okay, dupes. We've got some critters here that are wild. This is like a 9. How many, unless there's so many that there's more than 40, the fact that none has gone over, I kind of don't like the fact that there's a maximum to this. Huh. I think that is a bit of a problem. First of all, I don't want to see critters that drowned. We're not actually going to be able to get these guys there, at least with the drop off. Oh, don't you tell me. Because the only other way is if I actually have to go like this to you. Is there just the one critter there? Make that a high priority. Then will you do it, someone? And there's... Yeah, that's not fun. So I've got to go like this to each. Cancel the attack. Make sure I don't hit the attack button. Ah, fun. So I went through the process of selecting these guys and relocating them down to there. Guess we'll get rid of that. We definitely want to make sure we pick up their eggs. So go down to the bottom. Their eggs dropped off. I did the wrong size of this stable, so it's technically not a stable at the moment. Okay, there we are. Now we've got a stable for these guys again. And we'll just get a bunch of wild critters all together in time. Also opening up this space. See, there's wild Drew Drip. Not happy in here. Definitely did not get them all. But we'll let these move over, and then whatever I've missed, we'll go around, try to get some more. These guys being attended to. Now, I don't know. Let's first of all make sure there are not too many in here that they're crammed. Are these all the tame versions? I've got a lot. I am going to be growing some of these with a farming station. Let's do the lighting too. Further over. So I've got a tube sensor sitting right here. There's still so many wild versions. I mean, that's awesome. I'm going to relocate you over here. So I'm worried I'm putting too many tame versions in. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. You guys cannot escape, right? I think there are literally just so many that I've got that explains. There's more than 40. I know that much. Oh my. Well, if that's true, this is all like free meat that we're just going to get right here. I mean, I love it. It's a lot of selecting and moving critters over. Is this because they create... I definitely did not find this many. They must multiply like just naturally, in which case... Why am I creating a stable? Okay, well, I mean, we're definitely see over time how this evolves. I just cannot get over how many of these wild critters there are. I knew there was like a lot building up, but like seriously, I thought most of them were tame. What I'm doing now is, in addition to just trying to find and move these guys down here, is also take their eggs that have been located, put the wild versions down here. Or non-wild, rather, tame. And I guess they're going to make their way over here. So we should see... Oh, you were wrangling. Because I didn't put a setting there. That was just the default. 8. Or if you were... Let's go with 5 for now. That should send a false signal there. Okay, I'll leave them alone. Unless we get less than 5. We'll see how we get with that. You are... Okay, I had a few tame ones dropped off there. But let's just look at their eggs. That is a wild of 0%. That's good. That's how it's supposed to be. Here's our light access for the farmer who's going to be working in here. And what are you, bud? Wild, of course. Very this is unexpected. I did not expect to see this many wild critters. I mean, this is the dream. Because as long as it's still the case that these guys don't starve, and Jawbo egg or a pipsqueak. Do we still have Jawbos? Otherwise, we're gonna get a pipsqueak. I see a lot of natural gas in here. Probably time to quit on creating crude oil. But if we have a Jawbo still, and he used to be crammed, I think that was an issue, and looks like they resolved that. So, please, Pip, join the team. Let's see what temperature range can you deal with. Minus 45 to 100. I don't think there's anything that cold. It's 29, other than obviously way down here. We don't want a Pip to go in there. In fact, I don't think we want any critters to go in there. So maybe we'll do this type of thing, just to prevent that from happening. But I think everything's running, other than the fact that I still have to wrangle a bunch of critters. Why don't we go to the next stable? Because I think this is only a task for 2 or 3. Actually, I think I've got 4 dupes that can do wrangling just now. Just before we move over to test out any of the other stables and critters, found the smoker a little bit slow. We've got a lot of sweet corn and veggie poppers. There's more input than output. Barbecue meat is 29,000. That's nice to see. But I feel like a second smoker might just be smart. I want that tube sensor and light to work. Better do that. Take all the settings here, copy them over here. Obviously, we've got our carbon dioxide line connected. Peat's going in. And we've got this auto sweeper to put the final product down here in the deep freezer. Suffocating. Oh no, who's in trouble? I guess because they're working in a very chlorine environment. Maybe that's the next thing to resolve. I used to have this running, but I didn't want to overpressure these guys. After thinking of a plan to remove some of this chlorine, push in some oxygen, I thought, you know what? Why don't we just do atmo suits? There's a cold zone in here. I also would really like to maintain the coldness that's in this little biome. So let's do that instead. The standard liquid airlock. Okay, create a gas pump to make a vacuum in the middle. Maintain temperature. Connect that to the power source. It is so difficult to wrangle these guys, though I actually kind of wished I designed that a little bit differently. I think I'm going to refactor that after I'm done with this first. We're going to be insulating all around here. We're still using this as a cooling line for going down here. The fact that we're not adding heat anymore. And I also expect that we've got hot cobalt 899. Yeah, we probably should deal with that after. Let's make sure we start dumping our liquid in here and here. All right, we'll start getting in some brine. Now, should I wait for atmo suits because there is a lot of chlorine? Yeah, let's be nice and do that. So now bringing in some atmosuit docks. And also going to start plugging this up. There's no real point of insulating this area really well unless we're going to actually do all the other spots. So we'll start off here and here. Basically, wherever there's a warm spot, we'll plug that up. Bringing up our oxygen line. Just in case I need this skill scrubber. Put that tile in. Wood vent can go now. Starting the process of making a vacuum. And then we'll deliver some suits. We got to be a little bit careful because we don't actually have this area blocked off. So let's disable this for the moment. So now we're going to block this area off. And here and here. Basically, you're not going to be able to get into this zone unless you're going through the atmo suit checkpoint. Got a power issue here, but we'll get there. Oh, and I guess that's kind of pointless to run unless we actually have that liquid filled up, which it should be. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we'll have better luck at making a vacuum. Now we can go ahead and do a little bit of mopping on this side. Tree bar or copper? Okay, have we done it? I think we have. There, and oh, one more tile for some reason. We need to get someone up here. Here we are. We've got this area all sealed off for atmo suits. We're going to get a ladder going up and down, plus a fire pole to make it easy to get around. But I did find one other spot that's actually exposed without abyssalites. We're going to focus on getting down there. It's been one of the earlier dupes that made it through before. Still trying to wrangle and move several of these critters. Okay, the fact that you're hungry, it makes me a little concerned. I'm thinking it's because that must have temporarily been out. We can add in one more of these if we want. We're not getting any suits created. Why was that? Check if that's just a priority thing. We need for materials. Atmo suit. Feather, fiber. What's in there right now? Feather, fiber, and cobalt. Oh, I know. Maybe. No, we've got probably cobalt right there. Oh, no, we don't. That thing is dormant. All our cobalt is where the dupes can't access. Over here. Okay, let's change that up. Allow them to go through. It's going to be hot stuff, though, guys. So be careful. There we go. That is what was wrong there. And I'll continually look to bring all this together. I should be watching the Drew drips. Oh, we've lost quite a few. These guys have chewed through them easily. Maybe we should not have as many. Or optionally, we could try to grow more. Also, these wild versions that is in the farm, get out. Maybe we should have that door closed for the time being. Till we move all these critters. Yeah, we don't want to see some wild critters chewing away on this. And you're probably another wild critter that needs to move down here pretty badly. Okay, that building disabled. Disabled. There's no automation wire on that, right? Building disabled. Maybe I disabled it at one point, didn't realize. So that's supposed to be picking these eggs up. Making sure they stay up there. Okay, good. Otherwise, in the long term, these guys are all going to be able to flee or get out in their spot. Oh! Now we create an infinite loop. Okay, I know how to fix that though. I might have to, unfortunately, lower this in the process. So my plan was originally to experiment with all the stables of this Prehistoric DLC, but I think pretty much it's just going to be a focus on these guys. They always go in one direction too. Oh no, yeah, they're all going clockwise. Do they? No, they don't always go that way, but maybe just in a special case where they're in a tile like this, I just don't see anyone going counterclockwise. Though if you look at this guy, he's going counterclockwise, right? Interesting. Okay, so let's make sure we get our automation for eggs done. Try to collect a few more of these. This seems like it's going to take a bit. I think we've got too many tame versions of these guys. Let's look if anyone is groomed. Okay, let's just take one out. And 50. I thought these, oh, maybe they upped. I thought this was 25 earlier. Now we've got a lifespan of 50. I think that's different. Pretty sure. Critter egg. Dartle egg. There, that's how this is supposed to run. Just have to wait for some wrangling. Moving down of critters. Noticing a strange pattern when I do relocate down here. It doesn't seem to work. It only seems to work when I do wrangle, and then once they're trussed, then I send them down. For instance, this guy here is just sitting there, never being looked after. But if I did this, eventually someone's going to wrangle. For some reason, I can only bring them down like this now. It's a Dartlet egg. Actually, I think it's just as important to bring an egg down. Gotta keep selecting these guys and bring them in this way, which is really annoying. Let's see, another egg. I don't know, something seems very unnatural about this. I'm starting to think that this was more of a game bug than it was intended. I'm sure even if this wasn't a bug, they're going to change it so it doesn't work like you get this many critters. This is nuts. This is just nuts. If I hadn't known that these guys multiply so much, I would have put them in a spot like this to begin with, though I wouldn't have had automation at the time, but still. Okay, I'll keep trying to move as many as I can over by wrangling, then redirecting. Our calories are going up though, and barbecue meat is 64,000 calories. I haven't gotten a new dupe in a while, so this is veterinarian. I definitely, if I'm going to be experimenting with stables and critters, I need more dupes that can actually work in stables. Right now, they're not going to have the ability to actually do that, but we'll give them farming for now. Remember these Drew drips, who have a maximum of 200 grams of pressure. They're not happy, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a pump. So as these guys are falling, trying to relocate them down here. But hoping this is going to make these guys happier than they are right now. These guys are producing bleach stone. Forget about that. That explains the chlorine. Like, very much so. Take you and move you down here. Oh yeah, power. Forget about that. Kind of important. I don't know why, but that egg would not move. Seems like an error. Try now again. There, for some reason, that's on the go. So, maybe we've got... No, never mind. Another one of these friggin' critters. Let's do wrangle of you. But, let's take the pressure. If it is above 1500. Get rid of it, please, please. Make it be gone so these plants are happier. And maybe you were the last one along with that other one that we saw. It's down here. As long as they... I don't know why I have to do with this instead of the move. The moves don't seem to work. I don't know if we're just overloaded with the number of critters. It's extra annoying to have to do this in 2 steps. Though I did restart my game, so... Actually, let's try doing that since then. Let's make that urgent. Will someone both wrangle and move? Oh, maybe it'll work now. Okay. Alright, after a game restart. That's what oh. No! There's more over here. See if we can move some of these guys at the same time. I did see there was one plant. Oh, are you a tame version? You haven't really yet. Move you here. Looking for food. Maybe not. Maybe we got... We'll come back to probably next time. We'll experiment with Lum. And their stable and food and all that fun stuff. But I just realized that we actually never had access over here. And, oh, fun! More... Ah! Oh my gosh. I mean, in theory, this should be awesome, because this is like free meat. They have a body temperature. No. It's not going to be warming the environment. Let's get in here. Oh, more. Oh, yay. This is... I should be happy. Why am I not more happy? Well, we can see what this geyser is anyway. Moving more critters. some reason I can't select this guy. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe now that he's on the move. If you could. Alright, now I can't unselect him. There's select. Now I'm gonna move two more. Great. One. And okay. It's kind of like their click space is outside of their actual body. Anyway. What do we have here for this guy? Is there? Be curious to know. Cool salt slush. Hey, that is interesting. Let's open this area up for that. Probably space I should have given atmo suits, but I kind of also just wanted this done quickly. I'm sure I've missed a number of eggs, but as they pop up over time, we'll deal with that. Technically, this could overflow on the left side. Kind of rather see this set up. And I kind of feel we made it to this. I don't know if you call this a bug or. But these guys are not on the move. I don't think. At all. I have to decide. Are we taking in anyone else or not? Decided I'm going to stay at 16. Did a restart. Let's see if that is going to get these guys on the move or not. Oh, it does. So if you ever are moving critters and dupes are just ignoring them, guess you need to restart your game. Move this guy up as well. We're slowly, it's very painfully slow. If I had have known this, seriously, I'd put them there right away. Had no idea that would be that important. Okay, so we've got this area covered. Oh, I guess dupes can't actually go in from this side. Probably driving dupes crazy right now going in this low oxygen area. Stress though, only 4%. So technically I want to get this wall to be the same over here now that I think about it. Suffocate, yeah. I'm being a little rough on them. Expecting them to work in this environment. Actually, let's put in our ladder first, maybe, before we actually block this off. This is just giving room for some of this cool liquid to come out. Okay, suffocate. Oh yeah, well, so that's, yeah, I know what that's about. That's me. I'm the problem in this case. All right, done. We're done. We're gonna go off and do something else now. So two things I'm gonna do now. First, we're going to knock this over. Move this guy down there and one of their eggs down there. But I noticed nothing has farmer's touch. Now, I don't know whether that's because they need to reach the box from within here, or this is just a plant that can't have farmer's touch added to it. But just to make sure that it hasn't to do with the fact that they can't reach the box, let's just put this in. Oh, and you, bud, get out. And you know what? I put this mesh tiling here because I didn't want to get dupes to get their feet wet. But now that atmo suits are in play, maybe I should do that. For certain there's going to be some critters that escape, I just know it. Not the biggest deal though. If you're wild, it's fine. Okay, alright, so the other thing is I thought if I take this and this out, I kind of think I have too many, given the fact that our drip trees are only at 4. I've got too many of these critters anyways. Any that escapes, we're just going to attack. Be warned, critters, be warned. Okay, so my thinking is if I get in a little bit of brine, I'm not going to have to jump. Oh, no, wait a minute. Well, actually, this will save chlorine from leaking temporarily, but it's still going to cause labor of having dupes to go all the way over and pick that up and drop it wherever I'm storing chlor over here. I think I have come up with a plan that's going to solve the situation. Basically, we're going to actually turn this into our storage area for bleachstone. Some critters are escaping. I don't know that I mind. We'll make some bins. We'll also bring in a little bit more liquid. Bring up some of that brine for us. We'll bring in bleachstone. High priority, at least make it a 6. Copy that across 6 of these. So auto sweepers should bring them into those bins. Bleachstone here is priority 6 as well. So I think what that should do is have the auto sweepers load them in here. Dupes can also put them in there. If they see bleachstone, they can either choose to put them here or send them up here. But I'm hoping this is going to avoid the situation where these guys produce a little bit of bleachstone and forcing the dupes to have to run all the way into the stable to pick up bleachstone at high priority and dump it down there. Okay, a little bit more liquid going in. If we're using this to make sure bleachstone doesn't evaporate, probably be good to have that. Aim for about 50 or so. About 30. Okay, let's cut the line down. We'll cut it right there. Wait. Oh, that cutting that there actually made it such that I kind of thought that it would keep flowing. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, get rid of that. And yeah, now that these ladders are here, we still don't see anything. Just double check that's actually in a farm. It is. Greenhouse. But I guess there was no point in making this in a greenhouse. Oh, yeah, no, you're harvesting, not actually attending to it. Huh. Okay, well, I guess that's... Is that something that they list in here? Whether it can be... it says farm plot. But I don't see anything that says it can be farmed. Or have farmer's touch added to it. I thought about bringing in one of these critters, but they only have a comfortable range of a minimum of 10. And I thought into this cold area, probably not a good idea. Let's take a plant I know that can have that, like, mushroom. Does it say anything about farmer's touch? That's weird. I guess you just have to figure it out on your own. And apparently, Drew Drips do not, unless it's something, a game glitch or something. Maybe I'll keep it in a farm, see if it changes in the future. But as of now, there's no point in putting this in a greenhouse, which would possibly explain why we're so low. And if that's the case, I've got three. I feel like I've got 9 in total, right? Plus, with all the wild, I'm feeling I can support between either 3 or 4 of these guys. Whatever I have set. We'll try to see if I can get away with 4. That's what I've got in there right now. If that doesn't work, we'll go down to 3. The next thing I'm going to do is put in some conveyor loaders. Making sure we've got auto sweepers that can access where meat's going to be landing. Including this guy, and this guy. Technically, if we get meat right here, it's not going to pick it up. Just realized that. If I do this, though, this is going to send eggs into this guy. Huh. But if I do this, this is what I think needs to happen. I think this needs to go there. This needs to go over here where this guy can still access it. Yep. Get rid of that. Okay, that means we're going to have this conveyor line go like that instead. I'm going to get a priority finishing these machines just so that I can get the settings in. I'm just afraid that I'll forget to do that if not. Okay, so this was meant for meat. Copy that sitting here and here. True drip seed. No one's building it. Maybe because that needs to have a priority with it. I don't know. Okay, it's being built now by engineer. Okay, this was going to be the eggs. Yeah. I don't know that there's any harm in putting all eggs. Generally speaking, I think we're just going to get the Dartle eggs. Oh, and I guess we need a ladder going up here. So this is going to go send meat down to our deep freezer. Let me just think about this. That's going to allow access to meat here, and this guy can load it into our electric grill. Okay, that should be good. Just a few more in place. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be finding these guys for so long. Let's realize that machine doesn't have power, so let's make sure we plug this in. Probably running too much on this circuitry as well. Just manually fishing some of these lump eggs out. Love to automate that. Also experiment with, do I have too many plants? Can these be actually attended to in the farming? I guess, well, that's something I should experiment maybe before I go through the effort of actually making a full-fledged stable. But anyway, that's going to be next time. I think that is enough experimentation with the Dartle. But so far, I've got 4. We'll see how this goes over time. It's either, my prediction is either going to be, I'm going to have being 3 or 4. Depends on how much I'll get from all the wild Drew Drippers plus the 9 that I've gotten here. I could put in more if I wanted to get more Drew Drippers, but I think that's enough. We've got a decent amount of barbecue meat, 88,000. It seems to be growing, which seems to indicate to me that that we get enough. So I'm going to end on something a little bit different. We're going to do materials study terminal just in case I want to do some more advanced research in the future. So for that, I'm going to be taking advantage of these 2 wheezy warts. They're located right here. But I'm going to be going out here, and I want to have a liquid airlock at the vacuum in between. Similar setup where I'll have a pump to create that vacuum. We're going to have brine brought up. Connect power into this guy. Maybe I'll address the transformer issue. Actually, I probably need a dedicated transformer for the new laboratory I'm about to create anyway. Though, let's not let that be plugged in until all the liquid is in place. Where is the liquid? Oh, that's right. I had disconnected that, didn't I? Alright, while that's loading, we'll do the next part of this. So here's the plan for the materials study terminal. Laboratory, add in some tiling just to make it easy to get over there. Down here, we're putting in a new transformer. We're going to be cutting this line that's being shared with way too many other things. We'll have a basic line that feeds the whole... Actually, what is the name of this biome that I've been experimenting on all day long? Ocean, rust, space, radioactive, oily, tundra. Is that the tundra biome? Sub-zero temperature. Showing sleet wheat. No, we don't have... Or do we? Have I just not been to it yet? Or is this actually wrong itself? Oh, I think this is the... No, this is the feather biome. The chilly feather biome is home to huge flightless Rexus. But have I just not been to the... Okay, I assume there was no sleet wheat. I'll have to... how much have I explored? Yeah, I missed this whole section. We'll go... that's another day's thing. Anyways, let's just finish up on this. Alright, so we've got how much liquid in there. Let's take that liquid vent out. You know what, we can start digging through here in the meantime. Bring this up here. A little bit concerned. Okay, let's see if... I've got to make sure that that generator doesn't run out, though. It'd be very bad if I connect too many things in with it. This pump, on the one hand, is just temporary. And I'm wondering if I should actually connect this over here just to minimize the disruption, potential disruption, to the manual generator, not manual generator, to the rib bolt generator. That should fire things this way. Then down. Oh yeah, I disconnected something, didn't I? It must have been the gas pipe. Let's do a little bit better. Let's get at least 100 in there. Oh, but it can't. Well, whatever. Should be good enough. Have that opened up as well as that. And I think the final part of this is just to put in a bunch of these. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I might have to patch this up then. Nuts. We still have a vacuum though. If you guys work quickly, okay, we don't have to rebuild that at least. Okay, let's see if I can get this through. Down, up, down, up. And then this goes this way and then down. I think we can plug this in now. A little bit of sand. I don't think I've done much in terms of filtration, I don't believe. It's going to go down, it's going to go this way, this is going to go to the right, this will go to the right pretty much, and then you go up, as you already are, this way, and you go down. I think everything is set here. Double check we have a laboratory. We do. Oh, automation. Okay, running a automation wire. I was going to go through here and I realized as I was designing this, that would not be, I mean, probably not the best idea. I guess if I disable this, I don't care that they are disabled. But anyway, let's just to be safe. I'm going to go up, but we're going to have to make sure we get a insulated tile built somewhere. So I'm going to do that right here. At the same time, I figured, why not put a radiation lamp, just increase the amount of radiation. Maybe we should focus on getting this part. And I want to make this section inaccessible to the dupes. Just so that when they load the radiation lamp, they go in this direction. Instead of risking potentially getting smacked in the face by Red Bolt. Oh, I didn't think I put in the NOT gate. Did not to do. Oh, I did. It's there. Oh, I think I'm going to be finding these guys forever. It's just the way it's going to be, I'm sure. Oh, and we have this working. Awesome. Well, you know what? If we have that working, we might as well start research. I'm thinking either glass forge or renewable energy. Superheated forging. Let's start with that. Just curious with this guy's out pressure issue. I guess we also have trapped hydrogen in here. Oh, and of course, another one of these guys. Get a plan to get up there, and I guess we'll have to open this up, move you ideally down here. Okay, let's open that up so that dupes can't jump across. Alright, and we might as well make this out of uranium ore. And I don't... Have I put the automation line? No, I did not. I should do that. Just a few more automation line pieces to go. And I think I'm going to call it for today. Well, I learned a lot. I guess the thing I want to know, are you guys getting this many insane Dartles as me? And as time goes on, will this increase? I don't even know if I'll tell whether they increase. Because they're all like in this little zone. But if they do, I should notice an enhancement of barbecue meat over time. Let's just finish this off quickly, guys. Someone's got to be coming up. Right, there we are. Courier is, oh, doing uranium ore. Never mind. But yeah, that's just going to disable this when this item is full. Maybe because I've been focusing on this little section, we'll do a quick health check. Because I've been ignoring, I can see that food is good. It's always the last little wiring that takes the longest. There we go, 1 and 2. Alright, so that's the material study terminal. Let's look at oxygen. Food looks good. Oxygen is looking pretty good. Temperature-wise, it's pretty warm, but it's been warm for a while in here. Let's check that we didn't smash some of the rooms I expect us to have. Or we've got washrooms or barracks. Great Hall is in place. Stress is down. Hydrogen is actually struggling to get up through this zone. So you know what? Let's do this, except for that's going to get rid of our nature reserves. So how about we do that? At the same time, it wouldn't hurt to do that. In fact, maybe even that. All right, well, let's end it there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you're enjoying playing the Prehistoric DLC if you're testing it out as well. And I'll see you another time.